Hey babes, welcome back to this week's episode where we are going to be going down the rabbit hole with brand DNA, and we're going to be sharing with you a little bit about these foundational aspects of your business that you must have in place if you want to be able to have a successful brand and business. This is the core foundational orientation that will help you determine what it is that you do and who it is that you serve and in what way.
Yes.
So, Reka, obviously, you are the brand designer here.
I am. Grace, can I just tell you how few people do this work and then they just wonder why shit in their business is so messy? It is wild to me. When I went through design school, I learned how to make things look pretty, and nobody talked to me about ask your clients, who are you serving? Who's your ideal client? Who's your target audience? What is it that you do differently? All of these positioning pieces that are so important for designers to know so we can design a really cohesive, beautiful brand. I can design something for you that will be fine. In 1 year's time, it's not going to have any legs because you didn't go and work on your strategy. And I think it comes from the idea that people are really excited to do something and start a business because they're really good at doing that thing. And that's all dandy and fine, and you should. But if you don't go backwards to try to figure out who you are, you're constantly going to change who you are. Actually, not even change who you are, constantly wonder and question who you are, because you'll feel like, oh, well, if I look at this person, they do it this way. Oh, now this is the trend, I should hop on that wagon. So you never quite feel settled in your brand. And then businesses I've worked with where we have gone through from the strategy all the way to the design, they're like, oh, that's who I am. Their mission statement, same fucking thing for the last 10 years. It hasn't changed. They're like, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing. Like, amazing. It just seems like the boring part that people don't really want to get into, but it's not that boring. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess you can look at it as being a little bit boring, but at the same token, what it provides you in the long term is peace of mind. There's no question in like your content strategy because you know where you're going because the foundation has been laid. The path is set and clear in front of you.
Yeah.
And then you do it once and it's done.
Yeah, and every decision is easy after that because you can ask yourself, are we the people who do this? No, that's not part of our... There's a really good example of this. I did branding with Ignite Yoga years ago now, and one of the things that we established is that while a yoga studio can do, 45 different ways of teaching a yoga class, they literally said we are not the place that's going to do chair yoga or maternity classes or whatever. We are a power studio, and while there's meditation and certain elements that create kind of a cohesive offering, they knew from day one, you know what, this is not a thing. So if someone's like, do you do chair yoga? We do not do chair yoga. Our friends here, and here do it. Guess what? You're not trying to hustle to find an instructor who can teach that class, have to cancel it because only half of the people showed up because people didn't know that that's actually a thing you offer. All of it at the end of the day is clarity to say, oh, no, thank you for your interest. That's not what I do. And then if you keep anchoring into that one thing, this is the person I am, this is the business I'm running, this is the people I'm for, I can't imagine that we'll ever work with a dude. If a dude comes to us and wants to work with us, we have done a really bad job explaining that we are here for women entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
But
I don't even think we have a single man following us on Instagram.
good.
Yeah.
Go follow someone else. We are not for you. And I feel really clear and confident in that without thinking, oh, but more people, more offers, the myth of more. You're spreading yourself so thin to just cater to this one person. If you can't find what you're looking for, go find it somewhere else. But we don't think about that when we just want the pretty logo. I think the Boss Less Babe More framework, maybe within the first month we ironed out what is our positioning statement, who are we for. I think our offers shifted a little bit, but not
Not significantly.
Not significantly, or more expanded, I would say. More expanded, but along the same baselines of who we want to serve and why we're doing what we're doing. And it feels really good to not think about it. There's so much fucking shit that we need to get done. I don't have time to rethink our strategy again. Like, we've already done that. We already rethink everything all the time anyway. I don't have time to reconsider a fucking mission statement. Are you kidding me? There's no way. But
I'm so glad that that's done and we never have to look at it again.
Yeah, but if like the positioning statement is so brilliant, like we know it's actually part of the intro a little bit too, right? Like business first women, like we know, like there's no question of who we are serving and why we are doing what we're doing. But
we got titties and pussies in the fucking mark, man.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Love it so much. So that's kind of, in a really serious nutshell, I think the biggest problem with branding, people assume it's always the visuals and they want to look cool. And I'm here for it. I think there's so many ugly brands out in the world. Like, obviously, you're not going to be the brand strategist, but can I please get my hands on your whole concept, your whole entire logo, the whole thing? Because here's the problem. People get excited about the visual because that's the ultimate end goal that gets in front of the customers. But when it is really good, when the design is really, really good, it comes from the really strong strategy. What nobody sees, that part, creates the really beautiful visuals. So I know that the visual is really exciting to work on, and it's really exciting to be in the space of what will my logo look like?
Yeah, so I mean, we've talked about why it's so important to have that foundation, but what happens really if that foundation has not been laid? What do you notice whenever clients come to you and they haven't done that foundational work and they think, well, I think that I'm needing visuals, but then you are bringing forward the fact that, well, actually, you need a whole foundational strategy?
Most often, the clients actually see that their stuff is inconsistent. Other people look more polished, look better. They just feel this lack, that something is not quite working. They don't know it's strategy. They just immediately assume it's visual because they've done the visuals all this time, or a friend of a friend, or they tried to design it on Canva. Honestly, business-wise, sometimes it's this, do we expand our offering, or is what we have good, or the marketing efforts are not really paying off. So they start to think that redesigning what they look like is what's going to help them. They just don't know that brand strategy exists as the foundation underneath all of that. So I would say it's the inconsistency or ping-ponging back and forth between different offers, or just creating more stuff without anything really sticking. When they start to feel like, okay, something is off and I don't quite know what it is. Oh, we haven't branded in a really long time, or this logo is from my friend of a friend of a friend's, or I just quickly threw this together. Once those things come to the surface, I can pretty quickly look through everything and realize you do not know who you're serving. You don't exactly know who your clientele is. Your tone of voice, let's say somebody stepped in to do social media. The person coming in probably have a certain idea what your brand is like and who you want to talk to, and maybe you even have a meeting. But then when they start using their words for your business and they didn't get the clear, hey, this is our tone of voice, this is exactly how we talk, this is how we punctuate. But if you're not passing that down to somebody who's going to do your work, they're going to put their own spin on it, and not maliciously, right? They are running with the brand that they were given, and now they are talking to customers that have no desire purchasing from that place. So you didn't do anything wrong hiring a social media manager, but you kind of did everything wrong hiring a social media manager because you didn't explain to them who they need to talk to, what kind of language those people are using. I mean, I think of, what is it, the 6-7, or what is the fucking thing that the kids are doing?
Oh, the kids are saying? I don't even understand it, but I guess that means I'm old, so.
Well, A, B, that it doesn't mean anything,
doesn't mean
anyway,
anything,
right?
yeah.
And I'm like, obviously, we are not from the generation that gets that. But if you are trying to target those people, you have to understand what the 6-7 is. You have to be able to speak that language, right? It's really simple, small stuff. Nothing about brand strategies, things that you couldn't figure out. But you have to go through the whole entire process because it will be inconsistent otherwise, or it will feel off, or The clients will not really find you or get you. All right, they came into your store and bought that one thing, but they're not going to be return customers. So it's kind of a sad part to the business ownership where you're working so hard and what you're doing is so great. It's not an overnight, okay, tomorrow, these are my people and this is who I'm going to talk to.
So let's talk to brand new business owners who maybe they're just starting, or maybe they haven't started yet, but they have a desire to get started in business. Tell them what you believe would be the best place to start with doing their brand DNA. How do they start building that foundation? What's important to focus on first?
So I often come into the conversation to brand new people when they already have a name and just kind of a craft, some sort of idea, product or service that they are really good at. And that's kind of all of it. They may have not had enough clients to really know their ideal clients or really even the target audience. They definitely don't have a mission and a vision. And oftentimes the need, because God bless capitalism, the need to make money or just this desire to succeed is driving an insane amount of extra work that is not necessary, right? So it's let's throw everything out there to see what sticks. And sometimes that is kind of a good strategy because you can quickly see what's not sticking, but that requires a lot of focus to make sure that you're tracking everything that you're throwing out there. So that is kind of maybe a way that you can go about it. But ultimately, let's say you don't quite have your target audience. That's probably actually one that takes the most time. Mm-hmm. It took me a really long time before I realized I design mostly for women. I designed for wellness, eco, health brands. It just over time I looked back and I thought, oh, those are the people that come to me over and over again. I wasn't quite advertising myself that way, but I had a skincare company, I had a yoga studio, all of these people eventually started to make sense. These are the things that I enjoy consuming. These are the brands that I can speak for. These are the things that I feel good testing out. And, these are the people I enjoy working with. But all that is to say, target audience may be kind of the hardest part, but having your absolute narrowed down why are you doing what you're doing, because this is going to get lonely, this is going to get hard, this is going to get sad, this is going to be all the things to run a business. You got to anchor back to that thing, right? Your mantra of
what is your why?
Yeah.
Why the fuck am I choosing this for myself?
And the first answer cannot be to make money. And I have this little worksheet that you can do that is multiple times asking this idea, because of course you got to make money. This is the capitalistic society we live in right now, where that's the baseline. We all have to do that. But why? Because it's going to get hard. It's going to get lonely. And you need that piece of paper. And I have mine on a giant sticky in front of my face at the desk, because running this business for 15 plus years, I feel like, why the fuck am I doing this? This is so hard. Or nobody watched the thing. Or this thing I did, nobody liked or clicked on, or what have you. Or this offer is blah, 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 right? But having your why, really anchor into that. Having your vision and mission, which does not mean that it cannot change. It shouldn't really change all the time. Let me go back. Your why, vision, mission, core values. I heard somebody say operating logic, your core operating logic absolutely resonates with me. What are those things that you're hanging your hat on? This is who I am. So important, because once you figure that out, maybe your offers will, just like Boss Less, Babe More, it will tweak a little bit. Maybe you realize that it's more you work more with women in the wellness space versus whatever's corporate, right? It gives you such a solid foundation that when everything seems crazy, you can come back and think, okay, hold on. This is what we're doing. This is the next step. Okay, this offer didn't work. Is it because I didn't talk to the right people, or was it too high of a price point, or the market is already saturated with this thing, or maybe I didn't explain well what I'm doing or why I'm different? But these things are what creating that foundation for you to say, moving forward, this is done. I don't have to think about it. And even though I'm new at the business, I can build on this, right? Because there are things that you're going to change and you have to change. There are going to be technology that changes. There's going to be different apps, different social media platforms. I mean, we all are listening to this, that social media is going away. All of this will shift. It will not shift that you are incredibly good at baking sourdough bread and you need to open a store, or you need to have a storefront, or you need to have whatever. You need to teach other people how to do it when you want to go on vacation. And that is your core offering, right? Yet that is not going to change. Will you do different designs on it? Will you have a larger shop? Will you sell it at Dorothy Lane Market? There are a million other things that can change about it, but at the core, this is who you are and this is what you do. So going through those foundational steps, no matter where you're in the business process, and especially if you didn't go through it when you started and you feel like things are shaking, are always a really, really good way to go about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would totally agree with you. And to recognize too that it's kind of your blueprint. Mm-hmm. It's all of that foundational work is your blueprint. So whenever you have a new idea, you can kind of compare and contrast. Mm-hmm. Does this go with what I am already building? And if it's not, it's an easy deselection. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're not going to add that because it doesn't make sense for the brand. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're not going to add that because it doesn't make sense for what my strategy is currently. Oh, we're not going to add that because it doesn't align to my core values or my mission statement or whatever it is, or this isn't going to take me to my ultimate vision. So I feel like that just makes your choices.
Yeah.
It liberates you
Absolutely.
In choice, basically.
Mm-hmm. I think about this when you and I've talked about in the previous episode, build a woman, build a brand, and frequency work. Does this feel like freedom? Does this feel like a thing that I need to continue doing for this business? Or does this feel like too much work or too complicated or too whatever? Because that's going to be a sign. And the core values are the same thing. Your mission and vision are the same thing. Is it possible to start a yoga business and have chair yoga for elderly people? Absolutely. But is that what you're doing? No, you're running a hot studio with,
yeah,
I don't know what percentage of
completely
humidity.
Different demographic. Yeah,
you're not going to get those sweet little ladies in there who can only sit on a chair and cannot get up and down on their knees, and that's totally fine. There's a market for that. But that deselection, I think, is a really good word that you use there. That's deselecting for you so you can continue doing what you're doing. Because if you're constantly also in your business spinning these wheels of what ifs, is this the right thing? Should I jump on this bandwagon? Is this an offer I should have? Is this a fucking TikTok dance that I need to embody? No. Are you the person that's on TikTok dancing? Has your brand ever done that? No? Then I'm sure it's a beautiful trend and those dancers are amazing. You may not need to hop on that trend,
Yeah.
And it creates clarity, it creates space, it creates the freedom in your business to continue baking the bread or teaching the yoga or doing the whatever. If I look around what other brand designers are doing, oh my God, I'm not doing that. I'm not posting it this way. I'm not. Yeah, great. Excellent. That's how I'm different from that person. I'm not supposed to be doing it that way. But we can get lost in that sauce and get lost in that comparison mindset. And I mean, this is why entrepreneurship and the mindset work is so important. When you forget yourself, and I think we all do in the business ownership or on this roller coaster, it's so good to come back to that. Oh, that's right. Never mind. Oh my gosh. What was I thinking? Silly me.
I also noticed that for this type of work, you could hire somebody and pay thousands and thousands of dollars to come in and do this work. And sometimes whenever you're a new business owner, that is just not accessible as a financial investment. And honestly, it's because we've seen these problems over and over and over again with brands and companies, businesses that are just starting out, that the passion is there,
yes.
the vision is there, and they're really good at doing their services.
They're really good at their craft.
But the foundation for actually doing the business part of business is not there. Yeah. And so we saw this need and thought, okay, how can we make this accessible to people? Because coming in and doing a whole rebirth weekend with us is not going to be accessible for every single one of you listening. And we're also just two people.
Yeah.
we can only serve so many people, So would you like to talk about how they can learn all of these things step by step? They can create their own foundation by going through your brand DNA process. Can you talk about what all they will learn by going through our Boss Less Babe More Academy course, and how it can actually just be the equivalent of pushing the easy button for them as they're starting out in their new business?
Yes, absolutely. So firstly, I will teach you everything in this course that I teach people for literally thousands of dollars. Brand strategy is thousands of dollars if you come. And obviously that's one-on-one meetings and a completely different kind of interaction than a course, but I will teach you everything. I have been going through all of the worksheets. It is clear, concise. You will have presentations where you can follow on the video. You can do all of the worksheets, but I will go through the whole entire thing. Not only are we going to talk to you about building the woman, building the brand, like who you are as a person in your business, but we are going to go through naming your business. Let's say you're kind of going back and forth between names. We're going to talk about what makes a good name. We are going to talk about your visceral why. If you've never really asked yourself why you're in the business, I'm going to ask you why you're in this business. We're going to talk about your vision. We're going to break it down. How do you figure out what a vision is? What is the difference between vision and mission? A lot of people are like, my vision or mission statement. Two completely different things, right? One is more future focused. One is more actionable and succinct. We're going to talk about your core values. People think, let's have 10 core values. Don't fucking have 10 core values. What? There's no way to serve all of your clients with all of those. 3, max 5. If people have more than 5, I can't take them seriously. You're spreading yourself too thin. We are going to talk about your unique value proposition, your unique selling proposition. What are the benefits to the business? What problems are you solving for your customers? What makes you different? You and I offering the same coaching services, let's say, there's absolutely no way that in any scenario you and I would walk through a coaching client the same exact way. Tell that to somebody, because if I come to you and I love working with you, you should not love working with me. Like, that should be the point, that you found your person, you found your client, you found your repeatable sale. We are going to talk about offer architecture. How do you structure your main offering? What is an intro offer? What are some of these pieces where they build on top of each other? You can build funnels around it. We are going to talk about marketing. What are some of the platforms that you can go on, right? We're going to talk about all of these different elements. And at the end of the day, we will talk about briefly, because I'm assuming most of the people who will go through this course are not designers. I'm going to talk about a couple of baseline design related things. What is a color palette? How can you find a good one? There are really cool online tools where you just like type in certain words and it will pop out certain colors for you. We're going to talk about, if you go to a designer, what are some of the logo files you should get from them? We're going to talk about hierarchy. If you look at a page and everything is just a giant spread of text, your eye cannot go anywhere. I'm not going to teach you how to design, but I'm going to teach you to look at something and say, oh, this looks prettier. Oh, this font, it looks like it's for a 13-year-old's birthday invitation versus your offer for X, Y, and Z. So basically, I'm going to take you from 0 to 100. I'm going to teach you everything that I know and infuse it with all the books and all the workshops and all the classes that I have done. But I want people to take this course and realize none of this is impossible to do on your own. You just have to put the time and energy into it and go through the worksheets, listen to the prompts and different work that we assign for you. If you don't rush through this, you can have your own basically brand rebirth at a fraction of the cost from us.
Pennies.
Yeah.
For pennies, you can have your entire foundation laid.
I'm really fucking pumped and proud. I've always wanted to offer brand strategy as an online course. I've thought about it. One time I actually started recording some stuff years ago. You know, COVID, we had so much time and energy. And it's just not compiled like this anywhere. All the things that I know are from years of knowledge, working at an agency, working for nonprofit, working as a freelancer, reading all the books, going all to the workshops. This is fucking brilliant. We have pulled so much amazing stuff together. So I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, me too. I'm very excited. Very excited. It's still in the works of being put together. Launch date is coming. It's on its way. So if you are interested in taking this course, go ahead and hit the description from this podcast episode. There is going to be a little subscription to our newsletter where you are going to receive all of the deets on whenever our course is dropping. Also, for the first 10 people who say, yes, I want in, you will be getting a nice little discount on the course. So we really want to make sure that if you want to do this foundational work, that it will be accessible and available to you. And we think that entrepreneurship is actually where the world is headed.
It is.
And so we encourage you that if you have an idea, if you have a dream, if you have a passion that gives your life meaning and purpose and you want to monetize it, this will be the course for you. It not only is going to be containing all of that brand anatomy and organization, boss less babe, more philosophy, but also personal development work and nervous system regulation. It really is an all-inclusive, very well-rounded course just to throw you off the proverbial cliff into entrepreneurship and make it feel like you actually have wings to go fly instead of falling off the cliff.
This is all of the stuff that you will want to know. And if we forget something, I bet we'll add it back in later. Like, oh shit, you know what? This would be a really good piece for them. I don't want to gatekeep anything from anybody. This is combining all sorts of knowledge. Some is in textbooks and some is in workbooks and some is in workshops. But the rest of it is from tried and true, us running our businesses and how it works and how it sometimes doesn't. So take it from us.
Yeah. And we would also love to say in our community as well, there's going to be access to us so that you can run your questions by us. So it's not like, you know, you're paying for something and then you're just completely on your own. You do receive support.
And then there's quizzes, there's all sorts of stuff to keep it interactive and fun. There's video, there's text, there's however you're learning. We are trying to hit all the points too. So it's not just, oh my God, will these two just shut up already, you know, which you will not think anyway, because our content is gold.
Yes. Well, so go ahead, sign up for our newsletter so that you can be one of the first 10 subscribers to get that discount. And until then,
don't forget
to boss less, babe more.